Namo Pancha Shakyamuni Pho. Namo Pancha Shakyamuni Pho. Namo Pancha Shakyamuni Pho. The heart of Pragya Paramita Sutra. Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, while deeply immersed in Pragya Paramita, clearly perceived the empty nature of the five skandhas and transcended all suffering. Shariputra, form is not different from emptiness, and emptiness is not different from form. Form is emptiness, and emptiness is form. So it is with feeling, conceptions, mental formations, and consciousness. Shariputra, all dharmas are empty in character, neither arising nor ceasing, neither impure nor pure, neither increasing nor decreasing. Therefore, in emptiness there is no form, there is no feeling, conception, mental formations, and consciousness, no eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. No form, sound, smell, taste, touch, and dharmas. No realm of vision, and so forth, up to no realm of mind consciousness. No ignorance and no ending of ignorance, and so forth, up to no aging and death, and no ending of aging and death. There is no suffering, no cause, no extinction, no path. There is no wisdom and no attainment. There is nothing to be attained. By way of Pragya Paramita, the Bodhisattva's mind is free from hindrances. With no hindrances there is no fear, freed from all distortion and delusion, ultimate nirvana is reached. By way of Pragya Paramita, Buddhas of the past, present and future attain the supreme enlightenment. Therefore Pragya Paramita is a great powerful mantra, the great enlightening mantra, the supreme and peerless mantra. It can remove all suffering. This is a truth beyond all doubt. And the Pragya Paramita mantra is spoken thus: Gate, Gate, Para, Sam Gate, Bodhi, Swaha. Quan zi zai bo sa xin sheng po re po lo mi to shi zhao jian wu yin jie kong du yi jie ku o shi li zi si bu yi gong gong bu yi si gong gong ji shi si shou xiang xing shi yi fu ru shi shi li zi shi zhu fa gong xiang bu sheng bu mie bu kou bu jin bu zhen bu jian shi gu gong zhong wu si wu shou xiang xing shi wu yan er pi wu shou shen shen wei fa wu yan jie nai zhi wu yi shi jie wu ming yi wu ming jing nai zhi wu lao shi yi wu lao shi jin wu gu ji mie dao wu zhi yi wu de yi wu so de gu bo ji sa to yi bo re bo lo mi to gu ai wu gua ai gu yo kung pu yen li dian dao meng xiang jiu jin nie ban san shi zhu fo yi bo re bo lo mi to gu de anu to lo sam yak sam bo di gu zhi bo re bo lo mi to shi da shen zhou zhou shi wu shang zhou shi wu deng deng zhou meng chu yi qie gu zhen shi bu xu gu shuo bo re bo lo mi to zhou ji shuo zhou ye qie di bo lo seng qie di bo ji so bo ho. Om Namo Bhagavate Arya Pragya Paramita Arya Avalokiteshvaro Bodhisattva Gambhirayam Pragya Paramita Charyam Charamano Vyavalokayati Sma Panchaskandastamsha Svabhava Shunyan Pashyati Sma Iha Shariputra Rupam Shunyata Shunyata eva Rupam Rupam na pritak Shunyata ya na pritak Rupam Yat Rupam sa Shunyata ya Shunyata tat Rupam Evam eva Vedana Samya samskara vijnanani iha shariputra sarva dharma shunyata lakshana anutpana aniruddha amala avimala anuna aparipurna tasmat chariputra shunyatayam na rupam na vedana na samgya na samskara na vijnanam na chakshusrotra grana jihva kaya manamsi na rupa shabda gandha rasa sparštavya dharmaha na chakshu vijnana dhatu yavan na mano vijnana dhatu na avidya kshayo yavan na jara marana kshayo na dukha samudaya nirodha margaha na jnanam na prapti na apraptihi tasmat chariputra praptitvat bodhisattvasya pragya paramitam ashritya viharati achita avarana chita avarana nastitvat atrasto viparyasa tikranto nishta nirvana praptaha triyadva sarva sambudha pragya paramitam ashritya nutara samyak sambodhim abhisambudha tasmaj gyatavyam pragya paramita mahamantro mahavidya mantro anutara mantro sama asama mantraha sarva dukha prashamana satyam amityatvat pragya paramitaya ukto mantraha tatyatha gate gate paragate parasam gate bodhiswaha gate gate paragate parasam gate bodhiswaha gate gate paragate parasam gate bodhiswaha. So we have been explaining the 16 exercises connected with the 4 foundations of mindfulness, based on the practice of 4 foundations of mindfulness based on the observation of the breath. This observation of the breath is called anupassana. And the Buddhist tradition, as for example, the Abhidharma Kosha of Vasubandhu explained that this anupassana, I am not sure if he's right. Sometimes the Buddhists have the one-sided view in regard to the Hindu practices, and Hindus against one-sided view in regard to the Buddhist practices. But anyway, it is claimed in the Buddhist tradition that this anupassana is unique to the Buddhist tradition, does not exist outside the Buddhist tradition. This anupassana means one. It is explained as pure wisdom of observation. One does not control the breath in any way, but by pure practice of mindfulness and awareness, one will attain all the stages of sublimation of breath and mind, which observes the breath. By practice of Samatha and Vipassana. We have already explained that both Samatha and Vipassana in Buddhist understanding, they sublimate the breath and the base of the breath, which is mind and body. The peculiarity of the meditation on breath, that is why it is considered to be the most powerful meditation in the tradition of yoga, not only the Buddhist yoga. The meditation on the breath sublimates the breath and the mind and the body on which the breath is based. Because in yoga it is emphasized that mind and body is everything we can experience in this world. So actually the observation of the breath includes the understanding of all the phenomena of our experience. And only when one understands all the phenomena of our experience, one will be able to transcend the suffering of samsara. So the Buddha explains, and also in the tradition of yoga, the same understanding. Sabam anabhijanam, sabam aparijanam, sabam apajahang ababho dukkha khayaya. If one does not understand everything, if one does not thoroughly penetrate everything, if one does not abandon everything, one will never be able to make an end to suffering. And everything in the yoga tradition is the nama rupa. This is common to all genuine yoga traditions. So one has to understand the nama rupa, the body and the mind which is bound to the body. One has to see it in the process of impermanence. Then one will be able to detach and transcend suffering. This is the practice of the anupassana, the pure observation, where all the elements of our experience become object of wisdom. And it is only wisdom based on concentration which can liberate from suffering. There is nothing but that. All the wholesome factors of mind are only instruments of concentration and wisdom. So the 16 exercises connected with the wise observation of the breath, they are explained in all Buddhist traditions as being the full course of awakening, full course of realization. By practicing the 4 foundations of mindfulness on the breath, the 37 factors of awakening will be cultivated. When the worldly 37 factors of awakening, that means the 37 factors of awakening connected with experience of impermanence in the world, will be cultivated, then they become the transcendental 37 factors of awakening leading to the transcendence of suffering. This is also the process of liberation as explained in the Heart Sutra, which we are reciting every morning. You should understand it in this way. Transcendence of suffering means transcendence of the mind which is connected with the suffering, of this differentiating mind based on will formations and ignorance. And this can only be done by wise observation. So we have explained the factors of the exercises connected with the wise observation of the body and the feelings. We have explained how when one practices the meditation on the breath based on the wise observation of the body, what is the meaning? We have explained. All the experiences are based on the experience of the body. That means one experiences feelings, one experiences mind, one experiences all perceptions, all will formations, especially attention, based on the observation of the body. Mind turns inside the body, does not go outside. So the emphasis in wise observation of the body is turning mind into the body, not let it turn outside. The wisdom of yoga is based on this experience, which is called kaya viveka, the isolation of the body from the running after the objects of the five senses. When the kaya viveka, the isolation of the body, becomes successful, then the chitta viveka, the isolation of the mind, can follow. And the isolation of the mind is a true yoga. Only when the mind is turned inside by means of the meditation object, it can develop the wisdom connected with dhyana, with pratyahara, with turning of the senses inside. This is the same principles, the same principle in all yoga training. Then the emphasis on of the early Buddhism is that the mind should be isolated inside with the help of the worldly object, like breath. Not start with the right away from the ultimate reality, emptiness or God, or however one conceives ultimate reality or the self. We have explained at the time of Buddha the conditioning of the dhyana with worldly objects was considered the content of the liberation. And Buddha has understood as long as the object is worldly, there cannot be transcendence of suffering. This is also the meaning of the Heart Sutra. The wisdom and the meditation has to be supermundane in order to transcend suffering. The suffering, the real suffering, is the suffering of impermanence. One who sees this suffering sees the noble truth of suffering. Otherwise, it's only suffering, but no noble truth of suffering. So the anupassana is nothing but establishing oneself in the really in the truth of suffering by cultivating samadhi, which can see the true nature of the world, the impermanence. And it will be able to see the true nature of the world, the impermanence, only on the base of isolation of the body and of the mind. That means the mind being completely turned inside on the meditation object. Here, in our case, the breath. So it will not indulge in the thinking, following the past experiences. It is, we have explained, the past experiences which are the cause of our attachments and anger, not the present experience of the object. And it will not crave for the future experiences. It will stay with the present experience of the object. Only then the object will be fully penetrated in the sense of its own characteristics and its common characteristic, which is impermanence. This has to be done with the body, this has to be done with the feelings, this has to be done with the mind, and this has to be done with all mental objects. So this meditation becomes all-inclusive. At first it has to be done with the understanding from hearing. One has to understand clearly the concept of anupassana, of wise observation, of the importance of mindfulness and awareness. Then one actually uses it to contemplate the objects of one's experience in the light of the Dharma. And then one realizes in meditation the real nature of the world and transcends the world. So we have actually 3 cycles of understanding of this practice. and they are complementary to each other. So first, one has to meditate by the power of contemplation, Si Zi Li, and then by the power of meditation. Xiu Xin Li. Then one will be able to completely cut off all defilements. So we have explained the background. Now in the evening or tomorrow we will continue explaining the whole this perspective from the point of view of practice of the Shravaka and the understanding of the those who want to attain the supreme enlightenment of the body, of the Buddha explained in the Heart Sutta. That means realization together with all sentient beings. So let us leave it here. Tomorrow or in the evening we can continue.